If you're a product manager in tech, your job is changing right out from under you. And we're not talking about a new feature or a new market. This is a fundamental shift, and it's all driven by AI. And that playbook that got you to where you are today, well, it's getting obsolete fast. So let's break down the new rules. Tsunami is honestly the perfect word for it. This isn't some gentle tide of innovation. No, it's a massive, radical force. And it's not just powering the apps on your phone anymore. It's completely rewriting how we interact with, well, pretty much everything. And who's at the center of this whole storm? The product manager. All the old certainties of product development are kind of getting washed away. I mean, building a standard app is one thing, but building a product where the core engine literally learns and changes all on its own, that requires a completely different approach. So what is this new kind of PM? Let's be really clear here. This isn't some tiny niche role. This is the evolution of a core one. Remember when being a mobile PM was a distinct specialty? Now, it's just a core skill. Every PM is just expected to have it. Well, the exact same thing is happening with AI. What feels like a super specialized role today is very, very quickly becoming the new standard for product management itself. So let's just be crystal clear about what we mean. AI product management is all about using AI to shape the very soul of a product. It's how Netflix seems to know exactly what you want to watch next, or how a tool can generate an entire marketing campaign from just a single prompt. That's what we're talking about. And right here, this is the one concept that changes everything. Traditional software is predictable. It's deterministic. Same input, same output, every single time. But AI is probabilistic. You can ask it the same question twice and get two different answers. This single fact, this inherent uncertainty, is the root cause of every single new challenge that an AI PM has to face. So this uncertainty creates 4 critical risks every AI PM has to learn how to navigate. And the very first, the most fundamental one, is feasibility. Now, this seems like a really simple question, right? But in the world of AI, the answer is incredibly complex. Can we build it isn't just about code anymore. It's about data, it's about cost, and it's about wrestling with the very laws of probability. Feasibility in AI is just this constant balancing act. So you might have tons of data, but is it clean enough to actually be useful? Or you could build a super duper accurate model, but can your company actually afford the massive server costs to run it? The AI PM lives in these trade-offs, constantly juggling speed, cost, and accuracy. So once you figure out you can build it, you hit the second big risk, usability. And for AI, usability isn't about where you place a button. It's about earning the user's trust. Think about it. If the AI just feels like some unpredictable black box, people aren't going to rely on it. So how do you design an experience that feels reliable and trustworthy when the technology underneath it is, by its very nature, uncertain? Well, a big part of the answer is something called explainable AI, or XAI. The PM's job is basically to crack open that black box, even just a little bit, to show users the why behind a decision. That transparency, that's the bedrock of building trust. And the stakes here really couldn't be clearer. A newsfeed showing you a bad recommendation, okay, it's a low-stakes error. But a medical insulin pump that operates on probability, that is an absolutely unacceptable risk to a person's life. The AI PM has to be the gatekeeper who understands this distinction down to their bones. So risk number 3 cuts right through all the hype. It's value. Just because you can build something with AI doesn't for a second mean that you should. The technology is completely meaningless if it's not solving a real human problem. Now, every PM asks this question, but the pressure today to just add some AI is enormous. The AI PM has to be the shield against all that hype, constantly asking, is this a genuine solution or is it just a gimmick we can put in a press release? It's like Marty Kagan says, building AI in name only is a huge trap. The goal is to solve a real user problem, not just to check a marketing box. If the AI doesn't deliver real, tangible value, it's nothing more than some very, very expensive noise. So how do you prove there's real value? Simple, with data. That means doing rigorous A/B testing, mapping out the entire customer journey, and analyzing user feedback at scale with really powerful tools. You can't just assume value exists. You have to go out and measure it. And that brings us to our final and maybe most complex risk:
Viability. An AI product can be feasible, it can be usable, and it can be valuable. But if it's not viable for the business and for society, it's absolutely destined to fail.
This is like the late-night checklist for an AI PM. Can we actually afford this thing long-term? Are we legally allowed to even use this data? And when it makes a mistake, because it will make a mistake, can we ethically stand behind that outcome? And you can see how these concerns just cascade into each other. The high cost is one thing, but what if the data you paid for has hidden biases, and it leads your product to make discriminatory decisions? Then who's accountable for that fallout? The AIPM is navigating a minefield where a business problem can become a legal problem, which can then become an ethical disaster, practically overnight. So navigating all these risks obviously requires a new kind of product manager. So what does that future-ready skill set actually look like? This metaphor of a translator is just perfect. The AIPM has to be fluent in the language of data science, of engineering, of design, and even of law. And then they have to translate between all of them to forge a single, coherent vision. You can see the evolution in action right here. Your key metric shifts from something concrete like open bugs to this much fuzzier concept of AI accuracy. Your core team expands, bringing data scientists right into that inner circle. And your own skills must now include a deep, deep literacy in data. It's not a replacement of the old skills, but it's a crucial expansion. So the takeaway is pretty simple. This change isn't coming, it's already here. AI-powered products are the new reality. The only question left is, for anyone building products or who's just fascinated by tech, how will you adapt to the new playbook? Are you ready?